So you're having memories of Lemuria, of lifetimes spent in this place called Lemuria. Or maybe you just feel some kind of connection and you're interested in Lemuria for some reason. Well, I can tell you those memories, that feeling of connection, none of this is random. I mean, of all the lifetimes you've lived, of all the places, why Lemuria? Why now? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of the most common reasons why we feel connected or we start to remember things about Lemuria. Now, there are many ways to feel connected to Lemuria. It's not just having clear memories of having incarnated there in physical form. You might feel a connection with Lemuria, but more of an angelic feeling. You might feel more connected to the elven realms, but for some reason you feel connected to Lemuria. Personally, I have clearer memories of being non-physical during Lemurian times than actually incarnating into a physical body. But there are other ways too. There's people who remember being dolphins or feeling very connected to dolphins. They've had dolphin lifetimes, or they've incarnated as mermaids or merpeople before. There are various ways of feeling connected to Lemuria, but I can tell you from all the lifetimes you've lived, not just here on Earth, but in other star systems, other galaxies, different dimensions, of all the lifetimes you've lived, there are very specific and important reasons why you're remembering and feeling connected to Lemuria in this lifetime. Now, overall, it's part of your life plan. You, as your higher self, as you were putting together your plan, your blueprint for this lifetime, you decided that whatever experience you've had with Lemuria would be useful, would be incredibly valuable in this lifetime. In this human life, there is no way that you're going to remember all the lifetimes you've ever spent. There's no reason to, there's no practical reason. You only remember those things that are useful or relevant to your current life experience. And so if you're remembering a connection with Lemuria, it's because you, as your higher self, thought that, okay, this is going to be useful stuff. Whatever we did in Lemuria is going to be valuable in this particular human incarnation at this time. So this connection, in a way, was planned. You remembering and feeling a connection with Lemuria was planned for this lifetime. So here are the 3 most common reasons why we've woven this connection or this remembering into our life plan, into our blueprint for this lifetime. The first and probably most common one is that you believe that you could accelerate your spiritual awakening in this lifetime by reawakening that connection to Lemuria. Now, I don't believe we called Lemuria back in Lemurian times. My understanding that I've learned from my guides is that the word Lemuria was created as a code word. It's something that would be sent into the future for our time that would be kind of like a secret code of spiritual awakening, so that just reading that word or seeing that word would trigger an awakening. I know it happened to me, it's happened to my wife Mamiko, and I've met hundreds of people around the world who have had a similar experience. So this connection with Lemuria, remembering Lemuria, we believed would be essential to our spiritual awakening, that would really give us a shortcut and make it much easier for us to awaken spiritually in these dense human third-dimensional lifetimes. So that's the first reason. The second reason that many of us choose to remember and reconnect with Lemuria is that we knew that our experience in Lemuria would help bring about the current shift in human consciousness that we're in the midst of creating. And I say the shift, capital T, capital S, the shift. We're here to create a new earth, a completely new vibration, wherein human consciousness is going to ascend to a new octave of experience. So the timing of all of this was intentional, that we would all incarnate at this time. We would all start to remember Lemuria and start to bring our memories, knowledge, wisdom, and experience that we've had in Lemurian lifetimes, bring it to bear in this current human third dimensional consciousness. And this is huge because you've had experience or connection with Lemuria in the past. It means you know what it's like to be in a reality that is based entirely on love, where everything happens from the heart, where we feel oneness and connection not only with each other, but with everything around us, everything that seems alive or not on planet Earth, whether it's trees, plants, and animals, or crystals and the earth and mountains and oceans. We felt connected and we sensed and appreciated the consciousness in everything. So because you've had experience with, quote, heaven on earth in Lemuria, those memories, that experience, that wisdom that you gathered, it's stored in your cellular consciousness. It's in your DNA. So as your higher self, as that wise, eternal being that you are, you decided that, okay, all of this Lemurian wisdom is going to be useful to help bring about this shift, help create a new earth. Now, speaking of earth, that brings me to the third most common reason that we remember Lemuria or feel that connection again, is that we wanted to be in service to others, our sisters and brothers on the planet, but also to Mother Earth herself, because her ascension, her shift is our shift. I mean, we're doing this together as a collective consciousness. And so many of us came here to be in service. I know a lot of you are probably called to being healers or teachers, and I don't just mean in the classroom sense, but being spiritual way showers and guides for others who are on their journey of awakening or on their journey of spiritual growth. We came here to be in service. And all of that wisdom and knowledge that we know about living in a high vibrating society based in love, we remember what it's like to be telepathic and to be aware of the consciousness of trees and angels and goddesses and mountains and oceans and everything in the universe we knew how to communicate with. And so that experience of oneness and being able to be just more psychic than you can possibly imagine being in this lifetime, you thought, okay, I have these skills and experience, I can make use of them here, I can help others in their awakening, I can help show them the way, I can help light up the path for them. So those are the three main reasons why in this lifetime we decided to remember our connection to Lemuria and to our experiences and all the wisdom that we gathered there. Now, getting back to the remembering part, what can you do to explore, awaken, amplify, or really enhance this connection you feel with Lemuria? Well, first and foremost, set your intent. Consciously commit to your spiritual growth. Acknowledge that, okay, this is important and I want to explore this as best as I can. I want to integrate that knowledge, wisdom, experience into my current human lifetime as best as I can. Setting your intention, making that commitment, that's the most important first step. Secondly, I would highly recommend that you make a conscious decision to work more closely with the non-physical realms. Most of our days are tied up interacting in the physical third dimensional world. But in order to evolve, in order to create this shift in consciousness, in order to create a new earth, we need to consciously work with all of those wise and loving beings who are on the other side of the veil in the non-physical realms. So this means consciously developing a better relationship with your higher self, exploring your spirit guides, getting to know them, asking them to work with you, asking them for help, connecting with your angels, archangels, goddesses, whatever non-physical realms you feel an affinity for. Consciously start developing your relationships with them, because on the other side of the veil, that's where all the wisdom is. That's where all the guidance is coming from for us to do the best possible job here in the third dimension. It's all on the other side of the veil. So let's tap into where all the information is, all the wisdom is, where all the action is. Because remember, everything that manifests here in the third dimension starts as a non-physical manifestation. So what better place than go to the non-physical realms to help make that manifestation real? And the third suggestion I can give you is to explore various paths that you feel might accelerate your spiritual growth. Learn how to channel, Seek out and experiment with different guided meditations. Explore energy healing. I can tell you from teaching Lemurian healing for more than 15 years, most of the people who come through Lemurian healing and train to be healers, they have no intention of becoming professional healers. But I'll tell you, it has accelerated the spiritual awakening of practically all the people who've experienced Lemurian healing, because just going through that experience, going through the courses or having experience sending and receiving energy, you awaken spiritually. You become aware of much more of who you are, and really important parts of who you really are start coming online so that you do become more psychic, and it is easier to experience working with the non-physical realms. If you're remembering Lemuria, it's a good thing. There's a meaning and a purpose to all of it. It's not random, and it's not just so you can have a conversation with your friends about, ooh, I had a lifetime in Lemuria. No, this is important stuff. You're connected, and there are reasons for it. It is my heartfelt desire that what I've shared with you here helps a little bit, helps you take the next step, or helps you to start thinking differently about who you are and why you're here. But as always, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. So be sure to share your thoughts with me down below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And until I see you again, I send you my love and light from Lemuria. Aloha.